This video is not an accusation nor a confession. I can't teach anyone anything, I can only make you think. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, thank you for gathering here today to discuss an important topic that has been a fundamental concern in various belief systems, including the Christian faith, greed. As we delve into this subject from a Christian perspective, let us remember that our aim is not to judge or condemn, but rather to shed light on the potential pitfalls of greed and its implications on our lives and communities. In Christianity, greed is viewed as a sin that runs contrary to the teachings of Christ. In the Holy Scriptures, we are reminded of the parable of the rich fool, Luke 12 verses 13 to 21, in which a man amasses great wealth and becomes consumed by greed, focusing only on building bigger barns to store his possessions without considering the welfare of others. God's response to this man's attitude is a sobering reminder, "You fool. This very night your life will be demanded from you. Then who will get what you have prepared for yourself?" The Bible also warns us in 1 Timothy 6 verse 10 that the love of money is a root of all kinds of evil. It is not wealth itself that is inherently wrong, but rather the love and pursuit of it at the expense of moral values and the well-being of others. Greed distorts our priorities and blinds us to the needs of our fellow human beings, leading to a fractured and unjust society. Moreover, greed can poison our souls, distancing us from the path of righteousness and compassion. In Proverbs 28 verse 25, it states, "A greedy man stirs up strife, but the one who trusts in the Lord will be enriched." Greed fosters discontent and fosters jealousy, causing divisions and strife within families, communities, and nations. In contrast, Christianity encourages us to adopt a spirit of generosity and selflessness. In Acts 20 verse 35, we are reminded of Jesus' words, "It is more blessed to give than to receive." Through giving, we demonstrate our love for one another and imitate Christ's sacrificial love for humanity. In light of these teachings, we must reflect on how greed manifests in our lives and society. Are we so consumed by the pursuit of material possessions that we lose sight of our spiritual growth and the well-being of others? Are we willing to share our blessings with those less fortunate, recognizing that our abundance is a gift from God to be used for the greater good? Let us remember the call to stewardship, to manage the resources we have been given in ways that honor God and uplift those around us. As Christians, we are called to seek justice, show mercy, and walk humbly with our Creator, Micah 6 verse 8. This requires a heart free from the shackles of greed, open to the needs of others, and driven by love and compassion. In conclusion, as we confront the reality of greed in our lives and society, let us remember the profound words of Jesus in Matthew 6 verse 24, "No one can serve two masters. Either you will hate the one and love the other, or you will be devoted to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and money." Let us choose a life guided by the principles of love, compassion, and selflessness, embracing the teachings of Christ, and working towards a more just and equitable world. May our actions be a testimony to the transforming power of faith and the triumph of the human spirit when aligned with the divine. Greed is not only harmful to our spiritual and moral well-being but also has far-reaching effects on society. When greed drives the economic and political systems, it can lead to exploitation and injustice. The gap between the wealthy and the impoverished widens, perpetuating cycles of poverty and marginalization. The pursuit of profit at any cost can lead to the exploitation of labor, the degradation of the environment, and the neglect of the most vulnerable members of our communities. As Christians, we are called to be the salt and light of the world, Matthew 5 verses 13 to 16, agents of positive change who bring hope and transformation to those around us. We are called to seek the welfare of our neighbors and to show compassion to the less fortunate, Proverbs 14 verse 21, Luke 10 verses 25 to 37. Greed stands in stark contrast to these values, hindering our ability to love and serve others selflessly. To combat greed in our lives and society, we must practice contentment and gratitude for what we have, Hebrews 13 verse 5, Philippians 4 verses 11 to 13. Recognizing that our ultimate fulfillment comes from our relationship with God and not material possessions, allows us to break free from the grasp of greed. This contentment should not breed complacency, but inspire us to share our blessings with those in need and work for a more just and equitable world. Moreover, cultivating a spirit of generosity can counteract the effects of greed in our lives and communities. As followers of Christ, we are called to be generous with our time, talents, and resources. 2 Corinthians 9 verses 6-7. Through acts of kindness and giving, we can uplift those burdened by the weight of poverty and injustice, fostering a sense of solidarity and unity among God's children. Additionally, it is crucial to acknowledge that greed is a deeply ingrained human trait, and we all may wrestle with its allure at times. However, through prayer, self-reflection, and reliance on God's grace, we can resist the temptations of greed and grow in our pursuit of righteousness and justice. As we confront greed in our personal lives and work to address systemic issues, we must also remember the power of advocacy and collective action. The Christian community can be a powerful force for change when united in seeking justice and promoting compassion. By advocating for policies that prioritize the well-being of all, we can combat the structures that perpetuate greed and inequality. In conclusion, let us remember that greed is not an insurmountable force. As Christians, we have the power of faith and love to overcome its grasp on our lives and society. By seeking to emulate Christ's selflessness and compassion, we can break free from the chains of greed and create a more just, loving, and equitable world for all. May our actions be guided by the light of God's truth, and may we be a living testimony to the transformative power of Christian beliefs in combating greed and building a better world for generations to come. One of the fundamental ways to counteract greed is by practicing intentional simplicity and stewardship. As Christians, we are called to recognize that everything we have, including our material possessions, is a gift from God. Therefore, we should manage these resources responsibly and with the welfare of others in mind. By adopting a mindset of stewardship, we acknowledge our role as caretakers of God's creation and use our resources wisely and generously for the betterment of society. 1 Peter 4 verse 10. This practice of stewardship extends beyond our personal possessions to include the responsible use of time and talents. We should ask ourselves how we can invest our skills and abilities in ways that benefit others and honor God. Whether it's volunteering for charitable causes, mentoring someone in need, or using our professional expertise to uplift the marginalized, our actions can be powerful tools in combating the effects of greed and promoting a more compassionate world. Furthermore, nurturing a culture of gratitude and contentment within our families, churches, and communities can have a profound impact. Gratitude reminds us of the abundance of blessings we receive each day and shifts our focus away from an insatiable desire for more. Contentment allows us to find fulfillment in God's provision rather than in the accumulation of possessions or wealth. As we strive to live according to Christian principles, let us also embrace forgiveness and grace. Greed can lead to broken relationships and fractured communities. By forgiving others and extending grace, we open the door to reconciliation and healing. When we choose to love our neighbors as ourselves, Mark 12 verse 31, and treat others with kindness and empathy, we can bridge the gaps that greed may have created and promote a sense of unity and belonging. In addition to personal practices, churches play a crucial role in combating greed and promoting Christian values. Church leaders can actively address issues related to economic inequality and advocate for social justice. They can foster a culture of generosity within the congregation, encouraging members to support those in need and invest in the betterment of the community. Christian organizations and charities are essential in the fight against greed and its consequences. They can direct resources towards alleviating poverty, providing education, and offering opportunities for vulnerable populations. By working together and pooling our efforts, we can have a more significant impact on systemic issues and bring about lasting change. In conclusion, let us remember that combating greed is not just a theoretical concept. It requires action and a commitment to living out our faith in practical ways. By practicing intentional simplicity, stewardship, gratitude, and forgiveness, we can counteract the negative effects of greed in our lives and promote a more just and compassionate society. As Christians, we are called to be beacons of hope, spreading God's love and light in a world that often succumbs to the allure of greed. By adhering to the teachings of Christ and living out our faith, we can collectively build a world that reflects God's love, where justice, mercy, and generosity abound. Embracing the positive aspects of ambition and greed. In a world that often vilifies the notion of greed, it is crucial to acknowledge that ambition and the pursuit of success can have positive implications for individuals and society as a whole. While excessive greed can lead to destructive behavior, a moderate level of ambition can drive progress, innovation, and prosperity. Let us explore the positive aspects of greed and how it can spur positive change. Economic growth and innovation. Greed can fuel entrepreneurial spirit, pushing individuals to take risks and create innovative products and services. Ambitious entrepreneurs often seek ways to improve existing technologies, leading to advancements that benefit society. As a result, new industries emerge, job opportunities are created, and economies experience growth. Increased productivity. An individual driven by ambition and a desire for personal growth is more likely to be dedicated and hardworking. This heightened work ethic can lead to increased productivity in both personal and professional pursuits, leading to better outcomes for individuals and their organizations. Scientific and technological advancements. Ambitious scientists and researchers driven by the desire to make groundbreaking discoveries often dedicate their lives to pushing the boundaries of knowledge. This determination has historically led to significant advancements in science and technology, benefiting humanity in numerous ways. Charitable contributions and philanthropy. While self-interest is often associated with greed, successful individuals who have amassed wealth due to their ambition are frequently driven to give back to society. Many philanthropic endeavors and charitable contributions have been made possible by individuals who sought financial success and, in turn, used their resources to make a positive impact. Competitive drive and continuous improvement. Ambition fosters a competitive spirit that drives individuals and organizations to excel. Competition often results in improved products and services, better customer experiences, and an overall drive for continuous improvement in various sectors. Personal development and growth. Greed, when harnessed in a positive manner, can motivate individuals to set ambitious goals and strive for self-improvement. This pursuit of personal growth can lead to enhanced skills, knowledge, and talents, benefiting both the individual and the community they belong to. Overcoming challenges. Ambitious individuals often possess a strong will to overcome obstacles and persevere in the face of adversity. This resilience is essential for progress and achieving success, as it encourages individuals not to be deterred by failure. In conclusion, it is important to distinguish between excessive greed, which can have negative consequences, and a healthy ambition that drives progress and prosperity. Embracing the positive aspects of ambition can lead to innovation, economic growth, scientific advancements, and personal development, benefiting both individuals and society. By acknowledging and nurturing this positive drive for success, we can create a world where ambition is channeled for the greater good. The dark side of greed, unraveling its negative impacts. Greed, when left unchecked and unbalanced, can give rise to a plethora of negative consequences, both for individuals and society as a whole. As the insatiable desire for excessive wealth, power, or possessions takes center stage, its negative impacts become increasingly apparent. Exploitation and inequality. Greed can lead to the exploitation of others, as individuals may prioritize their self-interest over the well-being of their employees, customers, or the environment. This can result in unfair labor practices, low wages, and unsafe working conditions, contributing to socioeconomic inequality. Corruption and fraud. In pursuit of personal gain, greedy individuals may resort to dishonest practices, including corruption and fraud. Corruption undermines the integrity of institutions and erodes public trust, while fraudulent activities can harm innocent people financially and emotionally. Environmental degradation. Greed-driven exploitation of natural resources without consideration for sustainability can lead to severe environmental degradation. Deforestation, pollution, and overconsumption of resources can have long-lasting and far-reaching consequences on ecosystems and future generations. Social tensions and conflict. Excessive greed can exacerbate social tensions, as the unequal distribution of resources and opportunities can lead to resentment and conflict. It widens the gap between the haves and have-nots, creating a sense of injustice and instability in society. Erosion of ethical values. When driven solely by the pursuit of personal gain, individuals may compromise ethical values and principles. This erosion of ethics can permeate various sectors, leading to a decline in moral standards and a lack of integrity in business, politics, and other spheres of life. Short-term focus. Greed often promotes a short-term mindset, prioritizing immediate gains over long-term sustainability. This can hinder investments in education, research, and infrastructure, hampering the growth and development of societies in the long run. Mental health impact. The relentless pursuit of material wealth and success can lead to chronic stress, anxiety, and even mental health issues. The constant need to acquire more can lead to dissatisfaction, as the fulfillment of material desires rarely brings lasting happiness. Financial crises. Greed-driven speculation and risky financial behaviors can contribute to economic bubbles and financial crises. The 2008 global financial crisis is a prime example of how unchecked greed in the financial sector can have catastrophic consequences for the entire global economy. Deterioration of relationships. Greed can strain personal relationships and create a culture of mistrust. When individuals prioritize their self-interest above all else, it can lead to broken friendships, family conflicts, and a decline in social cohesion. In conclusion, while ambition and the pursuit of success can have positive aspects, it is essential to recognize and address the negative impacts of greed. Unbridled and unchecked greed can lead to exploitation, environmental degradation, social tensions, and erosion of ethical values. By fostering a sense of responsibility, empathy, and a broader perspective on success, we can mitigate the negative effects of greed and strive for a more equitable and sustainable world. In the complex landscape of human traits, greed stands as a double-edged sword with both positive and negative aspects. As we delve into the nature of ambition and desire for success, it becomes evident that moderation and balance are key to harnessing its potential benefits while mitigating its adverse consequences. On one hand, the positive aspects of ambition and healthy pursuit of self-interest are evident in economic growth, innovation, scientific advancements, and personal development. These outcomes contribute to progress and prosperity, enriching the lives of individuals and society as a whole. Additionally, the competitive spirit and resilience stemming from ambition can inspire individuals to overcome challenges and continually strive for improvement, nurturing a culture of advancement. On the other hand, when greed transforms into an insatiable hunger for power, wealth, or possessions without regard for others or the environment, the consequences can be detrimental. Exploitation, inequality, environmental degradation, and erosion of ethical values are some of the negative outcomes that can emerge from unchecked ambition. It is crucial to recognize that ambition, like any human trait, exists along a spectrum. Embracing a neutral perspective urges us to contemplate the role of ambition in our lives and society critically. Striving for a balance that celebrates healthy ambition while curbing excessive greed is essential. Encouraging ethical values, empathy, and social responsibility can help shape ambition into a force for good, driving progress and prosperity without trampling upon the rights and well-being of others. In fostering a neutral outlook on ambition, we can reflect on our personal motivations and actions, ensuring that our pursuits align with ethical principles and contribute positively to the world around us. By acknowledging the potential positive and negative impacts of ambition, we can collectively work towards a more equitable and sustainable future, where ambition is channeled in ways that benefit not only individuals but also the greater community and the environment. Thanks for watching and listening. Please do subscribe and write your opinions in the comment down below. I will see you in the next video.